So today's video, I messed up. I have to admit some mistakes because I didn't do a good job in the last video that I made. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. So if you didn't watch the last video, I talked about this YouTuber right here, Alexandra Rodriguez, or also Learning to be Fearless. If you haven't watched the video, this video is really not going to make much sense, so I highly recommend you watch the last video that I posted because you're literally going to be completely lost. You have no idea what I'm talking about. But super quick synopsis. Alexandra, she's been an influencer for a very long time. She used to, I know this is very strange that this is how I am getting everything together, but it's the easiest way to explain it. She's been overweight the majority of the time. She's been a very pro body positivity, pro loving your body kind of person. For a long time, she had what she called a fupa, so a lot of fat in her lower abdomen area. She was a big proponent of loving your fupa. And she ended up, basically what happened was she got it removed and people noticed. And then she kind of just didn't say anything about it, right? And people had a problem with that because, again, her whole thing was being very open and honest. And I thought that was the whole story. And so I was like, I don't understand why people are so upset. But that wasn't the whole story, and that's where I messed up. So I think we're just going to watch a portion of this video that she just released. It's called One Last Thing. And then we're also going to talk about some of the issues and the things that I messed up on. So hopefully you can bear with me. Again, I do apologize for messing up, but
hey guys,
let's see how this goes.
I just wanted to pop on here super quickly in regards to the last video and just talk about a couple things that I thought afterwards. I was like, I should have clarified this in the last video. So the last video, I was so freaking nervous the whole time. Like,
I can understand being nervous. Definitely nerve-wracking thing.
Shaking, just stressed. So I forgot this detail. I guess I just didn't realize it would like kind of spiral a bit, and I just wanted to address one last thing. But before I do, quickly, thank you guys so much for the positivity on that last video. Like, I was so overwhelmed with the acceptance and love and positivity and kind words, and I'm just so thankful. Like, I'm just so incredibly thankful.
I'm glad that she's thankful. That's good.
And I will be just taking a short little break, for my mental health, stepping away, especially after I post this video. But I just wanted to clarify something. In the last video, I ended up putting a pinned comment because I thought afterwards, I was like, I should have added this in, but
I've learned a pinned comment isn't enough. So that's why we're making this video.
I ended up just putting a pinned comment. One of the biggest misconceptions now is that I was using WW and like my little health journey to hide or try to like mask or cover up getting the lower stomach removed.
So if you don't know what WW is, that's Weight Watchers.
And I'm just wanting to let you know that is simply just not true. So I had the surgery like 6 months before I even shared WW or my health journey, and they had nothing to do with each other.
Okay, so that's all we're going to go in this video because it's basically she just says this over and over and over again, okay? So in this video, she's basically saying, also I noticed that this is usually a bad sign, but the comments are turned off here, okay? So what she's claiming here is that what people are upset about is the fact that she talked about WW Weight Watchers and she made it seem that Weight Watchers was like how she lost the weight, right? And that's why people are upset with her about that, which understandably that is wrong, right? So in my first video, what I was really trying to do was take an eagle's eye view of the situation because I don't really like to get into like the really nitpicky little tiny details just because that's just not really that interesting to me. But in doing so, I missed a huge thing. Let me make it very clear. I messed up. All right? I messed up. I missed a very big part of the puzzle and a very big reason why people are upset. Okay? So I just want to make that clear. So what she's saying is that because she was using WW, like that's why people are mad, because she was using Weight Watchers as a way to mask this weight loss that actually happened. So if we go here, I have a couple of YouTube comments on my video that I released, and this is what first sparked me being like, oh, okay, so there's more to the story than what I originally thought, okay? So, goes on right here to say, this is for a comment from one of you guys, so it says, her fans and audience weren't mad that she wasn't talking about it. They were mad that they were flat out lied about it. Okay, whatever. She told everyone that she lost it due to diet and exercise, spot reduction, and targeted weight loss. When her fans and audience started to call her out and question her more, she deleted comments, blocked people, started calling them haters, and would turn the rest of the Fearless tribe against them. So reaction and response channels grew out of frustration. Okay? And then right here, it says, the issue is that when telling people that she lost her lower stomach due to Weight Watchers and workout, for a long time, people were looking into it because how would you lose weight on your lower stomach? Basically, just your lower stomach. One of the hardest areas to gain weight anywhere, and she was deceiving people, blah, 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 right? So that's a problem, right? So basically, what people are upset about here is less so just the omission, right? Because to bring it back to myself, because that's what I like to do. I like to try and understand. To bring it back to myself, like this would be very similar to me making a huge part of my brand, a huge part of who I am online is loose skin, right? And like accepting the loose skin that I have. So it's very similar. The way that I think about it is like if I ended up getting loose skin surgery, okay, and then I had comments from people of being like, holy crap, dude, I'm seeing these pictures of you shirtless and your skin looks so much better. Like, what have you been doing? And then I reply with, oh, been dieting and I got this new cream that I put on my belly and it's freaking just gone when I actually got surgery, right? That's wrong. And now I understand at first I'm like, is that really true? Like, is this really happening? So, it seems to be true. So this is the big one that I missed. Again, I'm making it very clear. I messed up here, okay? This is the big one that I missed. So it says right here, this is a comment from someone that follows her. I'm a big underbelly girl like you used to be. Can you please tell me how to fix that? And then she goes on to say, to be honest, I've been really back into fitness the last few months, and the weight I've lost recently has been in the stomach for the most part. Shrug emoji. I'm also totally wearing Spanx in this video, LOL. So that's just a lie, right? That's a lie. And why that's frustrating is because, like, to me, it's crazy because, when it comes to, like, body positivity, when it comes to, like, these talking points, a lot of what the women are talking about here is that they're fighting against unrealistic beauty expectations. But like, this is literally an unrealistic beauty expectation. Like, to actually get surgery to remove something, which isn't, like, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with getting surgery to remove a part of your body that you don't have, that you don't like. I have literally no problem with it at all, like zero. But to, like, it's one thing to not tell other people, because I understand that too, right? Like, I understand not wanting to share everything. I get it. But where the issue here is when you build a brand around something like that, like with me, my loose skin, with her fupa, which is what she called it, and then to get it removed and not tell anyone and then actively lie, that's wrong, right? So that's where I messed up. That's where I messed up in my video. Now, there's also another thing that I want to get into. This is definitely a lot more drama centered. The way that I found out about this situation was through one of my followers, someone that follows me and like watches my videos and stuff like that. And so they sent me a DM on Instagram, and they were like, hey, I just wanted to let you know about this, right? So what I'm going to do now, which is something that I don't really like doing, but I almost have to now, is I'm going to share these DMs. So I've blocked this person's name out, so they're not going to get any like blowback for this or anything like that. But I think it's important because of what's happened. So I ended up having a DM conversation with this person. They told me about the situation about a month ago. So this was a little over a month ago, I think it was. So let's just get into it, okay? So first DM is right here. And it says, hey, any chance you could do a video on Alexandra Rodriguez, learning to be fearless? A lot has come out about her lately, and it's become damaging to some of her followers. If you want a quick rundown, Madsy has some pretty informative vids on her lies, just a suggestion. And then so I replied, and I said, could you send me a link, please? Thank you. And she said, oh boy, there's a lot. I'll send you the latest one. And she sends me this link. So again, this was about a month ago, okay? So I went and I checked out this video right here. And this is from a content creator named Madsy. He talks a lot about like Amberlynn Reed and about Alexandra Rodriguez and like a lot about like kind of these people in this kind of space on YouTube. Okay. And honestly, I watched the first little bit of the video, and he's just a lot more like, he's a lot more nitpicky than I am in my videos, a little bit more mean. And I was like, there's not much here for me to make a video on. Like, I just wasn't interested. So I watched like a few minutes and I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't want to make a video on this. But the girl or the woman continued to message me, and she sent me this DM right here. And so she sent me this very long DM, which I didn't read, which we'll get into. And so it says, I used to follow her religiously, but her content has become problematic with blatant lies about surgery she's had, and more people are catching on. She just changed her name yesterday from Learning to be Fearless to Alexandra Rodriguez, which many attribute to her trying to evade these channels, calling her out. I don't wish ill on her in any way. I'm sure she has a wonderful heart, but this sort of stuff should be mentioned so her followers don't develop body dysmorphia, which I agree. There's a lot of content on her, so I'd encourage spending some time watching both her videos as well as Madsy's and others. There's also a lot to examine with her self-professed fitness guru husband. Okay, I'll shut up now, but hopefully there is some content you can cover. I think your platform, it may be very informative for people to use. Okay, so in this I just didn't read it. Because I started watching the video when she first sent it to me. I realized I didn't want to talk about it. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. Okay. Again, I should have responded. I messed up here. I should have responded and said, hey, I appreciate it. I'm not going to make a video on it. But I didn't. I just was like, I left her on red, basically. If that makes me a bad person, I apologize. I wasn't trying to be mean, but I just was like, I am not going to make a video on this. Okay. So the third DM here is the last thing. And she says, one last thing, if you decide to cover this, I request respectfully, please do not use my name. Thanks, and keep up the great work. Okay, so remember, that's what she said. And I am still respecting that by not showing her name or even her photo. She then screenshotted our conversation and sent it to another channel. And he, Madsy, the guy who was in that first video that I talked about, made an entire video sharing our direct messages where this woman asked me not to do that. And again, I'm still respecting that because I don't want to put anyone on blast. That's not what I'm trying to do here, okay? But then after my original video came out, she sent me a message, and I knew once I saw this, I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. It says, hey, I saw your video on Alex, and it was a pinned comment about missing the issue of her lies, not really simply having the surgery, but from what I sent a month ago above, I mentioned the lies multiple times, and it looks like you read what I sent. I'm a little confused. Can you help me understand the disconnect? And I replied, and I was just honest. Okay? Like, I wasn't trying to hurt her feelings, but I was like, I'm not going to lie, so I'm just going to be honest with you. So I said, I'm going to be honest with you and let you know I didn't read the whole message you sent. And the video you sent was really hard to follow, and the guy was just being incredibly mean, which, hey, some people don't think he's mean. I personally think he's mean. It's not the way that I make my videos. And so I didn't really watch the whole thing. So that's what I said. And then she responded and said, thanks for the honest reply. Sucks that my input wasn't worth reading, but hopefully you'll spend more time doing homework on her backstory if you decide to cover her in the future. because it's been detrimental to a lot of her followers. All of my best to you. And then I liked it. And then she screenshotted all of our conversation and sent it to another channel. All of my best. Also, she blocked me on Instagram. Okay. So why am I sharing all of this? Why am I airing out my dirty laundry here, right? Why would I do this to myself? Because I think it's important, because I did mess up. I really did. Like, I really, really messed up. Like, that was a big part of the conversation that people were, that I just didn't know about. And like, that's because I didn't read her message. I didn't watch the full video. I made the video because when I talk about these things, like, my goal isn't to go into the weeds, and like nitpick every single little thing, right? Like, that's not my goal when I make these videos. I try and look at it like an eagle's view and understand, and like try and understand more. Like, my first video with, on the subject, my last video, I was trying to like explain and like talk about like the relationship between a content creator and an influencer who has gained a following because of whatever it might be, like her with her fupa or me with my loose skin or whatever, right? It's not the only reason, but like that becomes a big part of your brand. How honest do you have to be about those things, right? If you do get surgery to remove it, like, should you have to be honest about it? And I missed out on a big part of the puzzle there. So, the last thing that I want to do, we're not going to go over the full video here, but I do want to kind of just talk about this video that he made, which I know a lot of people would be like, why would you do this? Like, this is very, very stupid of you to do. But so this is the channel, and so this is the video right here. And we're not going to watch it, but I only watched a little bit of it. But it says, obese beast, crazy liar, and all about himself. So, lazy liar and all about himself. And so in his video, which you guys can feel free to go watch it if you want to, like, you know, whatever, fair play to you. You're making your own stuff. One, I was lazy, 100%. You're right. I was lazy in that video. I messed up. Like, I was lazy. I did a bad job. I missed something that was a big part of the story there. So I take full responsibility. I messed up there. A liar, I personally don't believe that I'm a liar. I didn't do anything with ill will. I did make a mistake. Absolutely. And so again, I do apologize for that. All about myself, I mean, I guess maybe we're all YouTubers, right? We all like to hear ourselves talk. But yeah, I mean, I make these videos. I use like these people in the thumbnails and the titles to get attention, to get people to watch the videos. And then I try to talk about a broader subject, right? That's how I've done these videos. That's why I like making these videos. I don't like to get into the weeds. I know that he does kind of get a little bit more into that stuff, which is fine. Like, there are people that like those types of videos. I personally don't, right? So that's why I don't really make them. I know a lot of people would say, why would you give this guy attention? Because that video only has 2,000 views, right? So it's not like there's that many people watching. And no shade, I'm not saying like you don't have viewers. Like, he gets views on other videos, like, fair play to him. But again, it's because I know that if I didn't bring this up, there would be more stuff going on, right? So the last thing that I kind of want to do here is I would like to extend an invitation to Madsy. I'm sure you're going to watch this video. I would love to have a conversation with you live on stream, and talk about, you know, our differences, talk about your problems with me, your issues with me. I don't really have many issues with you, but I mean, we can kind of talk about the differences between our content and why I think that, like, we're different, but, you know, you make certain types of content. I make certain types of content. I don't believe that I am a liar and all about myself. You know, I can kind of talk about that. I think it would be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see why you started making these videos. Like, what is it that is so interesting about these, like, overweight women that you seem to make, you know, a lot of videos about? And I can give you my answer to that question as well, because I get that question a lot. So, you know, this is an invitation to you. I would love to have you on a live stream and we could have a conversation. I'm not trying to have a debate. I'm not trying to, like corner you or anything like that. It's definitely not how I am. But I would love to have a conversation. But, you know, at the end of the day, what I want to say, what I want to make very clear is that I messed up and I take full responsibility for that. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the people that watch my channel. I'm sorry for the people that watched my video and knew all about the situation and were disappointed in the, the the amount of journalistic integrity that I have. I can do better, and I have done better before. This was a misfire. This was a mess up. And so, yeah, I would love to have a conversation.